From now on, we will start the presentation by Kanto. The theme of our presentation is civil code. We talked about it in the presentation for 3 minutes. But here is a brief explanation of how we come to this theme. We all major in the same civil code class and found it easy to share opinions. There are many types of laws. One of the most representative of these is the six codes. This is compilation of constitution, civil code, criminal code, commercial code, code of civil procedure, code of criminal procedure. This time, let's learn about the civil code, which is one of the six codes.
At the beginning, we will explain what a civil code is. Suddenly, we ask you one question. What if this country doesn't have the law stipulated by the civil code? There are many laws around us. All of them are indispensable in our lives. However, the most familiar one is the civil code. What you do unconsciously, everyone is actually related to the civil code. Here are some examples. For example, suppose you bought a lunchbox at a convenience store because you are hungry. Civil code is also involved in this natural behavior. There is a sale contract in Article 555 of the Civil Code. This is a contract to buy and sell the object between the seller and the buyer. In other words, buying a product at a store is contract under the Civil Code. In addition to this, various things such as marriage and parent-child relationship are regulated by the Civil Code. Have you come to understand what the Civil Code looks like? From here on, it may be a little more difficult than before.
Next is an explanation of the civil code we are currently running. There is one thing to know before this explanation. As a premise, do you know that civil code is divided into 5 parts? Civil code is divided into 5 parts categories: general rules, property rules, rights, credits, relatives, and inheritance. This mechanism is called Pandecten system. And as you all know, we are running about one of these 5, the general rules. Civil code consists of 1044 articles in total. And it is a general rule is that it refers to articles 1 to 172 too. The general rules of civil code is very important part of the rules that underlie all private law. By the way, we would like to introduce to you the content that we felt particularly interesting in the general rules of civil code that we have learned so far. What we felt particularly interesting is capacity of rights. This is a right that every human has, and a corporation also has it. Humans have this right the moment they are born. In other words, babies also have capacity to write. There's a famous example in this. The quotation basically does not have this right, but there are some exceptions. For example, there were A and B. The two are a couple and B has a baby in his stomach. Here is a disappointing news. Ed is leaving a legacy of 30 million yen. Children also have the right to inherit as a provision of inheritance under civil code. However, at this time, the foundation does not have the capacity of right. So the foundation does not seem to have the right to inherit, but it is different if this foundation is born safety. He can go back and get right. Don't you think it interesting?
As long as we are alive, we have an inseparable edge from the law. We think there are many people who think that they are learning law because we are in the faculty of law. However, in everything we do, especially civil code, is involved. Many things such as shopping at convenience stores, getting my home, and getting marriage are stipulated by the civil code. The content explained today is less than 1% of civil code. We would like everyone to cultivate the knowledge of civil code that is indispensable for living in college life. Thank you so much for your kind attention.